Hi. Well, it's another beautiful day, and today I have a question that someone asked me that I'd like to answer. Where does prejudice and hate come from? And the answer to that is fear. And the fear comes from believing that we are alone. It's an illusion. The illusion that we're just one person. The fact is, we're not just one person. We are all one. So that's where the fear comes from. Okay. And because of that fear, we fear the other. You know, anybody that's not us, anybody that's not within our tribe. We have our tribe, okay? But anybody that's not in the tribe, you know, we fear that because really we're fearing being alone. That's the base, in my opinion. Anyway, I hope that was a good explanation. Anyhow, today I want to talk about time. And really, attachment to time is the subject of today's talk. We have this thing where we get attachment to a certain time, okay? Like the future, okay? Which we all know isn't going to be there because when it comes, it'll be now. Anyway, so we get attached to this time, okay? And it could be the past as well. It doesn't have to be the future. It could be the past as well. And this attachment causes suffering because we're fighting against what is, which always causes suffering. Okay? Now, I'm not saying it's bad to be attached to time or, anything like that, but it does cause suffering. And suffering spreads. So you may not feel the suffering, but it's being caused somewhere. And eventually that suffering will come to you as well. So how do we break this attachment to a time? Well, the first thing we need to do is remember that time is not something we can kill. Everybody thinks they need to kill time, but no, we don't need to kill it. Time is only this one moment. There is no other moment besides this moment. And this moment is traveling through time. And we are traveling through time with it. Okay? And that's it. Nothing can happen outside of this moment. Nothing can happen in the future because there is no future. There's only this moment. Okay? Nothing can happen in the past because that's not in this moment either. We have memories of the past that are in this moment, but not the actual past. Okay? So, therefore, there's only this moment, nothing else. Okay? And it's the only thing that we have within which to be. We can't be in the past, and we can't be in the future. We can only be in the now. And if you're not being, then what are you here for? I don't know. Because there's nothing better than being in the now. Okay? So we need to break the attachment to this time. And as I said, the first thing we need to do is realize that time is not something to be killed. Okay? Or to have some duration that we have to sit here and, oh, wait, is the time going to come? It's duration. It's no duration. There's no duration to time. Okay? That is a man-made structure that we have put into our minds. Okay? If you live in the now, there is no duration. There is no hour and a half, 2 hour, whatever it is. Okay? Or years. Oh, when I get to such and such age, I'll have everything I want. Everything will be fine. I'll just live through this horrible time now when I don't have everything I want. I mean, that's ridiculous because you can't live through something that's when you're having a terrible time. I mean, you can, but you're not going to be experiencing anything good, okay? You can only live in the now. If you're not living in the now, then you're not living. You're just going through the motions, okay? I'm not suggesting that you not live. Obviously, you have to go out and do what you got to do, okay? But you need to understand that there is no future, there is no past. Nothing that you're planning for, hoping for, is going to come about. Maybe you can save up money, maybe you can't. Maybe you can buy a piece of property, maybe you can't. There's no way of knowing what the future, if it exists at all, which we know it doesn't, will bring, okay? And there's no way of knowing what will happen to the past, okay? If you're stuck in a past moment, okay, your glory day, let's call it, okay, and you're not living in the now, then you're not really doing anything but existing, okay? I know that's a terrible thing to say, but it's true. That's what you're doing, okay? So, to free ourselves of this idea that time has to be waited out, we have to realize that there is no time. Time doesn't exist. It's an illusion. All these illusions are like a web, okay, that pin you into being you. I don't want you to be you, but you do, okay? And these webs of attachments are what helps keep you from being free. And I know I want to be free. Everybody wants to be free, and it's great being free. But if you're not free, then there's a way out, and that is to accept what is. Anyway, so try to remember that you are not a person. Therefore, you are not waiting for anything, okay? There is no such thing as waiting. You cannot wait out time, okay, in hopes that something better will come along. There is only now, this moment. That's all you have. And when this moment is gone, that's it. It's gone, okay? And then there's the next moment, okay, and the next moment, and so on and so forth. I mean, there is movement through the universe. There is time going on. But nonetheless, there is no time in the sense that we think of it as time, okay? It just doesn't exist, okay? There is no future. There is no past. There is only now, okay? And if you're not in now, what are you in? Future or the past. That's it. So we have to detach from this time that we're seeking to wait until, okay? Or from something that happened in the past that we are trying to relive, okay? Whatever it is, we have to detach from that. And the way to do that is to realize that you are not a person. You are a soul, which is the most beautiful, wonderful, incredible, pure, blindingly white spiritual essence in the universe, okay? And if you let that soulness settle for something other than living in the now, you're only going to experience suffering. And I don't want to see anyone suffer, believe me. And I do. I see it all the time. Okay? So, if you don't want to get trapped, okay, by all these attachments that are trying to get themselves onto you, okay, there is no future. There is no waiting for something to happen, because there's only now, and there's no future, okay? If we attach to something in the future, okay, the day we retire, the day we pay off the mortgage, the day whatever, okay, what happens if something happens? What happens if the day we pay off the mortgage it doesn't get paid? What happens if somebody loses their job 10 weeks before the day they were going to pay off the mortgage? It's not going to happen, okay? So, therefore, there's only this moment, nothing else. No matter how much we may grasp or cling to in this world, there is nothing else. We are souls. And if we do not let go of what is not, like the future or the past, then we're not going to be living. Okay? We're going to be existing. That's it. Okay? Why is it so miserable? Because it just is. That's what happens when you exist. You exist in misery. And I don't want to see that. Unfortunately, I see it every day. So, try to remember who you are. You are a soul that God created. Okay? That was a piece of God. Okay? That was sent down into your mom's belly and became you. You are not the glop of protoplasm that was first a few cells and then more and more and more. That's not you. Okay? You're the soul. And if you continue to attach yourself to something that's not you, that's suffering. Okay? I know I get, upset and too loud. But I'm trying to make you understand what is. That's all. I can't do more than that. Anyway, so just try to remember that you are not a person. Therefore, you are not waiting for anything, because anything might not happen. Okay? And if something doesn't happen, then there's going to be suffering. Okay? Right? Nobody wants that, do they? All right, well, I guess I gotta go. Clock on the wall is telling me that I've talked enough about this. So have a wonderful life, and remember who you are. Bye.